What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on something that I've noticed with Twitch. And I don't know, maybe it's just me complaining, but I feel like a lot of people might overall feel the same way. I don't know. Maybe it is just me, like just feeling a certain way about it. But is it me, or does everybody feel like they unfollow a streamer when they don't thank them for, or they don't thank the person for following? Like, so pretty much, like, to, like, if you guys ain't like catching what I'm saying, so you join the person's stream, you're liking it, you follow them, they don't thank you, they don't say nothing, they're just, going through that's like, that type of stuff. I'm like, I unfollow streamers when I see that. I honestly, I do. And I'm like, I know I should maybe give them more of a chance or have like more of a conversation with them. Like, I just did that with a streamer. I was in the stream like talking and stuff. Like, they're skipping through everything now. It wasn't even like I was saying anything like bad or crazy or anything. It's like, I think they asked like if they're if I can hear them. I say yeah, and then they acknowledged everybody else except me, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, maybe I'm just being petty or something, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, hey yo, like I did hit you up with a follow. And my thing was like, it wasn't like she was getting a bunch of followers, and it wasn't like she was like a big enough streamer and stuff. But I was digging the stream. I thought she was a cool streamer, and so I hit her with a follow. But then I ain't getting no thank you, and so I was just like, all right, well, I'm unfollowing. I'm like, every other streamer I unfollowed, they done hit me with it. Even been like streamers like bigger than her. I followed streamers bigger than her, and they've been like, hey yo, thank you for the follow. And it's like, and you could tell like it's streamers like that. My thing is this, and it's like not to like call anybody out, not to offend anybody, because I'm like, my thing is this, I've been in streams where people have been mid-game and thanked me for following, whether it was after the game, before the game, she wasn't even playing the game, alright? So, she was, in a phone call and stuff. So my thing is that, look, I would have as soon as I got off the call, it's like, it popped up on the screen, all of that. And even then, it's like, still, it's like, I still think, because this is overall what I do, and this is what I've noticed from everybody that I follow on Twitch, that, yes, it'll pop up on the screen saying, such and such followed. And then after that, it's all like, it's like, and some people, it'll say such and such followed, or thank you for the follow. But still, like, the streamer, like, they will go and say, oh yeah, thank you for the follow and stuff. I thank the person for the follow, and then even after the stream, when I'm done streaming, I'll go and shout the person out again and be like, hey yo, thank you for the follow and stuff. But I'm never like, oh, I'm not thanking you for no follow. Like, that's, even if it's a friend of mine's, like somebody that I know, I still thank them for following and things. But yeah, I don't know, I find that kind of weird. I'm like, bruh, it's like, my thing is like, look, I don't care, like how big you think you are. Like, I understand if you got like hundreds of thousands of followers and you're gaining followers left and right. Like, I see that, a lot with big streamers. You're not a big streamer. Like, legit, I was the only follower like within that time frame I was watching their stream and stuff. So I stayed for a little bit, but it just, stuff like that, I'm just like, hey yo, like, it's all you need to say is a thank you. So I'm like, yeah, it's that type of stuff. I'm like, I'm not, with that and things. I'm like, I don't, and because I'm like, bro, it's like, my thing is like, look, I'm sorry I can't be that streamer when I'm gifting you unnecessary amounts of subs, or donating, or giving out bits, or giving you any form of currency. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to do that as soon as I join your stream. But that's the thing, like, and I've unfollowed people for that very reason, where it's like, you'll follow them, they don't say nothing. I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe they're busy. Even though they wasn't doing nothing, they might still be busy looking at the screen and stuff. But yeah, it's like, when you overall like follow a person, they don't say nothing, then you gift them you give them some sort of money, and then that's when they're like, oh, well, yeah, thank you. Like, oh yeah, now you're giving me money, now I can acknowledge you and stuff. Yeah, it's streamers, it's people like that where I'm all like, hey yo, like, I'm gonna do myself a favor. Like, I ain't gonna be that one where I'm like, do me a favor. No, I'm doing myself a favor, and I'm just gonna hit you with an unfollow, because I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, look, not everybody's gonna be like that on Twitch. There's a lot of people out there where it's all like, you know, they ain't got no money to be giving out like that and stuff. Like, and plus, I'm like, I'm gonna give out people that's interactive. You know, I'm not gonna give money out to a person that's not interacting with chat, or you gotta interact. Like, that's why I'm like, it's another thing when you see where it's like people have like subscribers only, and it's like, you know, I've seen where some streamers do that, but it's like not. I don't know. I think I've unfollowed almost every streamer that I've seen that does that. I think there was one, but it was like that one streamer did shout me out, so I'm like, okay, I'll let you, you know, slide through the cracks and stuff. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, it's just, you know, when I see things like that, I'm like, man, it's like, I don't know why people just like, there's this like barrier between people, like, you know, viewers and streamers on Twitch. But I'm like, for me, I always try to like interact with my viewers, even if they're a hater, even if they're hating and stuff, that I just end up blocking them and things. But there's been times where I've like gotten into it with haters on my streams. But yeah, from random people all the way to friends to fans, like from YouTube, I've interacted with just about everybody that has followed me, you know, or at least everybody that had joined that joins my stream. I interact with everybody. There's never a time, there's never a person that can be like, oh, TMossBoss never interacted with me on Twitch. I'm like, well, do you talk? Like, my thing is, like, that would be the only way possible I wouldn't be able to interact with you, is if you're not talking. So if you're not talking, then it's like, oh, okay, you know, then you're not talking. But yeah, it's like, it's stuff like that where it's just, you know, it's weird. You know what I should do? I'm like, because maybe it's just, you know, me just jumping to conclusions or something. Like, I never sit down and like, but I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of sitting down thinking about what other people are thinking and things. Like, I could be going, my thing is like, look, I've had bad days when it came to YouTube, Twitch, all of that. I don't ever bring that type of stuff onto the internet. You know, so that's why I'm like, when I see things like that, when I see people, it's like, oh, I gotta, like, you know, show out or display my anger because I'm mad about something, like, outside of, you know, like, I always try to, like, separate, like, my personal life from, like, content creating life. Like, when I get, and if I am feeling a certain way, I won't even record no videos. I won't record no videos. I won't do no live streams, none of that. Like, I'm just like, all right, you know what? Like, I'm kind of in the mood right now, so I'm not gonna, and there's been numerous times where I've gotten home from work, and I'm like, yeah, you have a bad day at work, and then you try to come home and be a content creator and stuff. I've been through that. You know, I've been through that numerous days. And, but I've never once where I was like, you know, I started up a video. If anything, I was happy to start up a video and start doing that. Like, you know, yeah, I might have had like the craziest and the busiest day ever, but just to be able to sit down and focus on myself and focus on my own career, like, I can't be mad about that. I can't be like, oh, I gotta, you know, be upset. Like, I'm never upset about doing content creating stuff. So that's why I'm like, that's something where I'm like, okay, like, you know, if you having a bad day, then it's like, I really don't, you know what to tell you. But it's like, to have that same energy, like, when you're having a bad day on content creating, it's like, yeah, it's like, I think it's stuff like that where I'm like, hey, yo, it's probably best if you didn't stream today, because me personally, I'm like, I'm not going to have it where I overall gonna, like, you know, it's funny because I talked about that, and shout out to my friend Ama Storm. But there was a time where she joined my stream, and we got to talking about that, because she was saying like how, like, every time she joins my streams, I'm like, I'm always being nice and entertaining and things. I'm like, I can't be that person where I start up a stream, and if I'm feeling, you know, upset or angry or whatever and things, like, I can't display that anger. I'm like I said, I keep personal life stuff like outside and things, and I focus strictly on streaming. Now, if I'm having like a bad day and I do talk about it on stream, I will talk about it. But if I start feeling like, you know, even more angry to where I'm like, okay, I think it's gonna be best, and this is what I overall would do. Like, if there's ever a day where I'm having a bad day and I'm just like, okay, you know what, I'm just ain't feeling it today with streaming. I'm just, you know, overall, just my day hasn't been all that good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this stream. I will stream again tomorrow. By that time, I'm feeling good enough to stream again. I'm like, okay, one time thing, I gotta go right back. But it's like, all right, I'm gonna, like, you know, take a moment off right now. But when I'm, you know, the next day, all of that stuff has to go. I'm like, all of it. I'm like, I can't, you know, drag that on into the next day. Then people are all like, hey, yo, like, you've been in a bad mood for like 3 months and stuff. Like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, I can understand if you're like dealing with some like heartbreaking stuff, then it's like, okay, you know what? Then that makes sense. And, but like, I still just, and I don't know, maybe that's like, you need to like be involved in content creating and stuff. And I'm like, there ain't no problem with that. If that's what relaxes you and stuff, you have to go on there just, not being like angry, depressed, ignoring people, like it's stuff like that. And I know people probably would think that I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but I'm just saying, like, if you are doing some sort of content creating and things, like, just don't get on there and start having an attitude. Because my thing is this: let's say you bought tickets to a concert, right? You bought tickets to a concert. Yeah, you're gonna probably get a show out of it and stuff. But you bought tickets to a concert, and the artist was like, "Oh, I'm having a bad day today, so no concert." You're gonna be mad because you all like, hey, yo, I literally waited months. Okay, I waited months for this concert. I got me an outfit. I got me some comfortable shoes. Definitely do that. If I'm gonna like get off topic real quick, always make sure you go to a concert with comfortable shoes. I remember I went to a concert years ago in some Adidas, and that was like the one and only time I went to a concert. But that would be the one. I think that was the last time I wore those shoes too. I was just like, hey, yo, them shoes is uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what it was about those shoes, but I'm like, yeah, I now know what shoes I need to wear if I'm gonna be going to a concert and stuff, or if I'm gonna be in an area where I'm gonna be standing around a lot. And I would not be wearing. I haven't worn those shoes in so long. But anyways, but yeah, it's like, you go there and then they're all like, oh, I'm mad, I can't do this. But it's like, okay, you done went and bought a whole, you done bought the tickets to this show, you done prepared for this show, you done got you some water, you done got you a new outfit, new shoes, all of that. Just for that artist to be like, I'm not doing the show today because I'm upset. I would stop. Honestly, I don't care who that artist is. Let's say if it was Kanye, because, I feel like he's like the one artist being talked about right now. If I were to buy tickets to a Kanye show and he were to do some mess like that, I probably would believe it. So I'm like, okay, maybe not Kanye. Let me think of some other artists. I really don't even know like of any other artists that I can think of and stuff. I can't say Drake because I'm like, when Drake did Marvin's Room, I was just like, hey, yo, I don't even know what this man is going through, but I felt that, and I'm sorry. But anyways, what are some other artists? I honestly can't even think about artists that come. You know what? Let's just say it's the artist Lil Pump, because I'm like, that's honestly the only artist I can think of for some random reason. But let's say if I bought tickets to a Lil Pump concert, I had to been going through some stuff to do something like that. No disrespect to Lil Pump, but I'm like, hey, yo, I have to see him like at a festival or something, where I'm seeing a bunch of different artists rather than just buying tickets to just a Lil Pump concert. But if he were to do that, if he were to be like, I'm not performing because I'm upset and I'm angry and I don't feel like performing, so the show is over. I'm like, my thing is like, I don't even care if I'm getting my money back. I still would unlike all of his songs on Spotify. I straight would take all his songs out of my playlist, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't even listening to this guy no more. I'm like, who does that? I'm like, who does some stuff like that? My thing, and I know people would be like, what would I do in a situation like that? What would you do if you was an artist and was having a bad day? I just tell them straight up. I'm like, hey, look, if y'all notice that my vibe is a little bit off during this show, it's because I'm having a bad day. But guess what? The show must go on. DJ, start the music, and then continue on with my concert and stuff. I'm not gonna let either hundreds or thousands of people show up to see me, because I feel like that's one of the best feelings ever, to have it where there's like people that want to watch you. And I'm like, fam, if my thing is this, it's like people that want to watch you. Like, you ain't got to like give back. I'm not saying you got to bend over backwards for these people, but I'm just saying, like, acknowledge that you got fans, acknowledge that you got people that are supporting you. But it's like, when you don't acknowledge people, you just ignore how a person feels, you just ignore how it's stuff like that, where I'm all like, hey, yo, like, that ain't cool. That's not cool at all. Like, so that's why I'm like, hey, it's like, I just think that there needs to be a mutual respecting from content creators to viewers, and viewers to content creators. Content creators, respect your viewers. Viewers, respect the content creators. If y'all can't do that, then somebody needs to go. So I'm saying, like, that's why I'm like, that's one thing where I was like, I remember having, dealing with that at some point in time. And I was just like, hey, yo, these people are just ignorant. Something's wrong with them. But I remember when I was dealing with some hate a while ago, and one of the people, because I was just all like, there's like no respect from these guys, like, and this was like long before they started wanting to make up lies and rumors about me and stuff. But anyways, I was just like, there's no respect from these guys. And it was like, if you want respect, you're gonna have to earn it. False. I'm like, if you come into my place of business, you got no choice but to respect me. If not, now I'm all like, I will kindly show you where to go. And so I'm like, that type of stuff. I'm like, don't ever go into a person's place of business telling them that they gotta earn respect. That's like you going into a person's house and you telling you're telling them that they need to respect you. You're in that person's house telling them that they need to respect you. I'm like, you can leave my house. That's what you can do. I'm like, I wish somebody would come into my house talking about I need to respect them. I'm all like, who said that? I'm all like, I've been looking around. There wouldn't have been nobody in that house besides me and them. I've been looking around. I just been like, okay, at the imaginary, or the ghost. Because I know even the ghost would have been sitting there, like some ghost from the 1800s would have been sitting there with one of them little tea drinks and things. I was like, oh, I know that. I know I'm a ghost. I haven't been here in this house for 200 years. I know he's the owner of this house. He's the rightful owner. He signed the deed, paying the bills and all of that. I know this man did not just come into his house telling him that he needs to respect. Like, like that type of stuff is crazy. I'm like, yeah, that's like, my thing is this. I don't care what that person did, what their, respect their place of area. I don't care if it's somebody like Keemstar, because I know Keemstar is trending right now. Respect this channel. If you want to go, my thing is this. If you want to go onto your own channel, because that's one thing where it's like if somebody were to be at their comfort of their own home talking about my home, all right then, like that's an overall saying, like, you can be on your channel saying whatever you want to say about me, but when you come to my channel, there ain't no I got to earn your respect. No, right off the bat, you're going to respect my channel. If not, you can kindly get blocked, you can kindly get your comments deleted, and you can kindly not come back to my channel. Period. Like, I don't get why when people say things like that. I'm like, you must forget where you're at. I'm like, you on my channel. I'm in control of this. So, it's like, or like if you going to telling a captain of a ship, like, oh, you should flip the ship upside down, like saying some old weird stuff. It's all like, man, no, you go get your own boat and do whatever you want to do with it and stuff. But anyway, row it, drive it, flip it, I don't care what you do, twist it, do one of them little bop it things to it. But you ain't gonna go into another person's place of business, house, channel, Twitch channel, TikTok, Instagram, none of that, being disrespectful. It's all like, if you get your, my thing is, and then it's crazy, like when they talk on that, it's like they saying like, oh, I have a right to say, they're all like, I've had it where people have legit told me like freedom of speech. I'm like, calling me the N-word is freedom of speech? No, that's just racism. Like, you need to understand the difference between that. But yeah, there's just people out there where it's all like they're, simple-minded. Like, they can't think correctly and stuff. And it hurts their brain to think correctly. And it's sad to say that, and it's sad to see that, but that's just facts. And I'm all like, to those people, I just wish and hope that you find help. You honestly seek out help, because you need it. So yeah, I'm like, people, it's like they always want to like get onto your like place of business and act crazy. I'm like, how about you go to your channel and act crazy? I'm like, you can say whatever you want to say about TMossBoss, because that's on your channel. So I'm like, yeah, it's stuff like that. It's just crazy. But anyways, honestly, I don't know what other things to talk about. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 34 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off of your first purchase. So, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.